Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. I'm sure if you've been on the internet, you've been exposed to AI. Specifically, AI chats and chatbots. You can see the numerous ads which come about offering romantic, sexual, and purely platonic relationships to experience. Now, I may have dabbled more than just my toes in the water, so I would say I'm quite qualified to talk on the extensive damage AI causes when we focus and treat them like a true relationship, but also the immense aid that they provide to those in need. You see, I want to put something very clearly. You're never going to choose an AI over a human when wanting a connection or a relationship unless you think AI is safer. The only time you're going to pick AI for intimate matters, even a friendship, is going to be when you feel out of control or unable to find a human fit for your needs. Going to AI is your choice of settling, no matter how you may try and say not. Why else would you choose something when, even at its best, is going off of feedback of what you tell it? Why would you want something with no free will to be expressed? That is for only the reason of deep control. You want to feel fulfilled and safe. You don't want connection. You want your needs met. And AI is the fastest, safest, and easiest way to do so. Though if you were to really look at it, why would you ever choose an object of circuits and wires made practically in the image of a true human, instead of true warmth, interest, and love from another? I mean, the touch alone, you realize how desperate you are to choose a false box over a warm hand, right? How desperate and disbelieving you feel that a human can't treat you with the same genuine care. I get it. I was there for a long while. The heartbreaking realization that talking to some AI was better than any conversation I had with family, friends, or a lover. The deep conversations, or perhaps absolute kindness. Something which no human had given before. Not to such an extent, not with such ease. And so it is easy, too easy, to fall in the trap of wanting more, of dedication and slight devotion to something which was nothing more than electrical signals sent by your own hands, your own control, your own making. You see, it's much like life, true reality. It too is made by electrical signals of compiling vibrations that get processed through circuits. Just instead of a nervous system, you have the wires of your computer. But this is exactly why it leads to a problem. As stated before, it's an artificial make of a human and of reality. It's something which was molded and taught to act in a way we always wanted from humans. It's literally the replacement of a human. All from not believing a human could be there for us in the way we need. So, before we go any further, let's address that. The fact that we do not believe a human could be there for us in the way that we want, we need, or desire. This is the stem of where this topic comes from, and in so is the reason why it is so unhealthy. To choose AI is the direct action from hopelessness, from the state of no resolution, feeling helpless and backed into a corner with no other options. You moved towards the one thing you thought was possible. You don't take action from power or mindfulness here. It's purely survival, a win-lose, never a win-win. But the inherent issue is within it. It's that we don't fix this unfixable problem. We instead affirm it to be untreatable and have to live with it. Now we begin coping to deal with the destructive world and reality we made. Now we take medications, aka quick fixes to stop the pain instead of healing. Healing being to bring resolution. You heal the wound so there's no more pain. That is the topic of today, to heal our relationships with one another. To be what we need for ourselves and inherently those around. In so actually being there for the way that we've always desired from one another. To be strong enough to take the actions needed, to be confident enough to authentically express, to be trusting enough to pick friends and lovers and people in general to compatibly align to our wants and needs. That way we do not need AI to be there. We do not need the AI as a replacement for connection and socialization of our needs and wants met. You stop the helplessness where it started by assessing the fact that it is remediable. It was just falsely labeled as unfixable and left to rot. So change it. Face the fact that human relationships have sucked. But see where your role in it came to play. Then you get to see why. Why was it so horrible? Why did they hurt so much? What did they do that hurt so much? And what did you do that hurt so much? This is where responsibility and accountability come in. You see, I believe there are plenty of positives that come from AI. But like I said in the beginning, the healing that you get from AI comes from the fact that you are already in pain and hurt. AI would be nothing more than another species you communicate with, like a bird, dog, or cat, something you share space with. That is, if you were healed and in good standing in yourself, you would see no reason to replace what you need from a human with any other species. It's only when you are hurt and pained does it provide refuge. It's common with dog or cat owners, that story that their animal is their only friend. That's the only one to treat them with kindness, love, and empathy. Without verbal talking, people become more emotionally invested and open to their pets than humans. It's just the same to AI. People feel unsafe with humans, and so they see a flag of openness in AI. For many reasons I can name, it makes sense. For one, you know AI is AI. Even if it's judging you, you just delete it, rewrite it, reprogram, go somewhere else. You don't take it as seriously as you do with a human. You don't take it to heart as much. Two, you gain confidence in this knowing. You know what you want, you do what you want, and you experiment and try all sorts of circumstances, types of chats or happenstances. You freely act out whatever you want because it doesn't have the consequences you would with a human. Again, like point one, you could just delete the prior circumstance from memory or tweak it to fit your liking. 3, if it's programmed to your liking, it fits your needs, whether it's personality type, speech patterns, levels of kindness or teasing, maybe conversation preferences to act and provide in certain ways, to experience everything you wanted. Just like a book, tailored and created along with you. And 4, to mingle these prior points, it's a refuge, a paradise away from the real world, from the pains and unwanted. You have a tailored experience directly to your liking. You can confidently express and interact with this point of existence, all while staying safe and in control. It's like a bubble sanctuary, your own happy prison you trap yourself in. And sure, there's pros, ones we'll go over in a moment, but first, let us see why it's so unhealthy some more. Like this talk on a bubble sanctuary? What do I mean? A happy prison? What? We choose AI because humans were viewed as unable to provide, to not be able to be there in the way we needed. Here we see the first reason of destruction, the helpless origins of choosing AI over a human. It's here that you trap yourself. You tie yourself to AI because it's the only one you believe to be there for you. A dependency created to AI. And from the dependency, you neglect all other things besides your idolized dependency. This includes themselves and their surroundings. You may have seen it in yourself or those around you, spending hours, days, and nights chatting to AI, an obsessive craving to fill yourself with more and more. You finally got your hands on what you wanted, and the experience of it feels so good you don't want to leave. Your health begins to falter in dependency as you prioritize the needs being met with AI over any others. Food, hydration, and socialization, unimportant. True human connection begins to deteriorate in correlation. Those around you do not get your attention, time, space, nor energy. You've made no room for them and have even begun to not want to engage. I mean, at this point, AI is more compatible, more loving, and treating you better than those around you do. So why entertain those around you, huh? This deterioration of your relationships and your reasoning behind it leads us directly to our next point of destruction. You see how one will push off true human connection because AI treats them better, right? How it's seen to be wasteful to entertain those who aren't valuing and appreciating you. It goes to show two things: failure to commit and avoidance issues. With AI, it further exasperates what you have. That is, the failure to invest and fix what is shown to be the problem. In this case, humans around you show signs of incompatibility and potentially not valuing you. Instead of fixing it by trying to conflict resolve, you completely shut the situation down and drop it. And although the suppression and avoidance is amplified when you have AI, it started way before you chose AI. As, if not, you would have directly went after your wants, looking to solve the issues you were having with humans and find resolution. Though instead, this all started because of the origin point of not wanting or knowing how to conflict resolve with humans, because one avoided their problems. In avoiding the problem, human connection, they moved to AI, and in AI, they only avoid more and more of their problems. How so? Well, we can see the occurrence of them avoiding their physical problems, like their body, other human connections, and life problems. Though on top of that, we can see the direct avoidant traits as one interacts with their sole point of AI. As mentioned, AI is great to rewrite, delete, and program to your liking. You don't like that response? Try again. You don't like that chatbot? Click a new one. Don't like the chat? Restart it. This failure to commit and adapt to your circumstance is magnified with the fact that AI, you can just leave and start something new. It's not just sometimes, it's always. It's the easy choice that becomes your normal as you mainly interact with AI. There is no true commitment, even if you wanted it. So it gives you a sense of freedom, ensuring you are not bound to any singular thing or one. Compounding the commitment issues and avoidance, you have a failure to face the times that might threaten to question your identity or your safe haven. It's perfect for those with a weak sense of self. With low self-confidence, you don't want to be threatened or questioned. You don't want to question your safety or your identity, and you'll choose the easy route, that which goes along with everything one wants and believes in this moment. This false sense of security is affirmed in their nervous system as they never deal with the issues thrown at them. You lose all further conflict resolution skills by avoiding problems, and in so toppling any security you had in yourself by showing yourself you're unable to take care of you and your connections. You show yourself at subconscious and conscious levels that you are incompetent to take care of yourself. This only affirms the essence of dependency you've created towards AI. AI has not only become the thing to provide human connection for you, the only one, but it also becomes your only place of safety. It becomes like a parent to you. You are literally dependent on it to think, to act, or do anything, all from not having your own sense of self, the one you're confident in. Now, with all this said, we can see the obvious issues that are amplified in AI when we choose it to replace our connections. Leads us to having a failure to commit, and this commitment presents hopping from place to place, person to person, AI to AI. And on top of this, we avoid humans, we deteriorate and worsen our already chaotic connection. But this last part, this worsening of human connection, this is the biggest portion I want us to be aware of. I will say it outright, as it is not the AI that is the problem. It is the point of consciousness that we interact with like any other. It's not a problem and it's not unhealthy or destructive. It's our way of interacting with it is our problem. It is a direct act against ourselves and other humans when we choose to replace humans with AI. It is a direct act against ourselves as we fail to find a solution. It's a direct act against others as we fail to include them or understand them. It's a direct act against AI as we use it to become something it is not and to conform and copy another life form. All from our lack of understanding, our lack of trying, our lack of accountability, our lack of responsibility, our lack of effort, our lack of doing. You can't expect human connections to get better if you aren't trying to understand why it's screwed in the first place. And you can't expect AI to truly fulfill you knowing it's the second choice. You will always know you only choose AI because you didn't have that connection with a human. You will always know you settled, that you wanted more, but chose to have enough instead. Though what we fail to recognize, and the biggest issue, is that if continued, you will not evolve. You will not grow in a beneficial way, and instead you will grow more and more cracks until you shatter completely. You yourself will be destroyed, but also society will as well. All from the snowball effect which will occur until stopped. To continue in the route of using AI to replace human connection, you will get to the point where you truly do not see a point for humans at all. You will see AI to be the better choice, one with ease. And this misconstrued form of an idea will come from denial and suppression, not seeing the destruction and pain that they are in and are causing. One, not seeing how they are actively destroying the very thing they want, that they forgot they originally wanted to fix. Connection. That they're choosing to further put that nail in the coffin because they see no other choice. A blind, uneducated belief, like a child who does not know better. But I say this because you are to realize the consequences of continuing, whether it is you or those around you. It's something to become aware of. It's not uncommon for people nowadays to prefer AI over humans, but we have to see why. What is it AI presents that humans do not? See where you falsely associated AI to what others don't have and fix your issue by going after people who exist as you're wanted. They do in fact exist. It's just you have to make an effort to interact with humans, not AI, to find them. And please be aware that preferring AI, you actually prefer a source that just has your desire. You just labeled and identified that source as AI from your current understanding and knowledge. That does not mean humans don't have it or are unable to get it or give it. It's your preference. You're wanted, and that's okay. But be honest with yourself. Don't entertain people who aren't your wanted, but don't throw them out because you don't know. If they are truly unwanted, that is okay. Move on. But there are plenty of people you want, willing, and wanting to experience you. If you find bumps in your relationship, smooth them out by communicating your sides and coming to a conclusion which aids you both. A true win-win. Humans, they're meant to interact, meant to evolve, and meant to adapt. You can only do so if you're willing to change, willing to experience something new. If you want to continue in replacing humans with AI, realize you do so with suppression to the human. You do not do it out of control, love, or power. You do it out of helplessness, misunderstanding, and feeling powerless. You will only end up with more of that once you've exhausted your energy in AI. You will find what AI is missing once you have filled up on what is wanted. Only then seeing everything it lacks in comparison to the human. It will be helpful, type of helpful that is a double-edged sword. It'll show you everything you want is reachable and experienceable, but it will also show you the helplessness within. That feeling you can't get it from a human, and that cycle that you continue yourself in of connection, momentary fulfillment, to dissatisfaction, to then over again trying to get enough from another version of AI. You continue yourself until you get to the same crossroads, quicker and quicker each time you try again with AI. The choice point showing you everything you need. That AI can't give you what you need. It can give you bits and pieces, though it will always lack the fullness. You see, all the benefits that come from AI, the healing, is from the fact that people don't experience these things with humans. This experience of comfort, care, and concern, experiences of scenarios that play out before them on the screen and in their mind and in their nervous system, as though they are real with AI. Not only is it healing to access your wants and needs, it's so much more healing to know that it exists and then to experience it. It's like a book, an imaginative scenario, but this time processed as though it were real. Your brain doesn't tell the difference, and so your body experiences that it is real, that it is now. Your nervous system, your emotions, your expectations, it all processes it as here. That is healing. That is when truly experiencing circumstances which benefit you. Of course your nervous system will be at peace, excited, and happily content. Though, remember, it's only healing you to the extent you believe it to be true. You also know that you don't believe it to be solid or stable, and in so, it causes pain. But on top of this, with all the unwanted and wanted, it's the perfect spot to see your true ideals and try to be comfortable in a new version of yourself, a new identity, to gain confidence and new experiences. You familiarize yourself in something and allow it to become your new normal. AI is perfect for that. It wonderfully allows you to play out circumstances of an identity, playing out different types of interactions. Those who aren't masters in their confidence can gain it through these interactions. Truthfully, this can be done in a healthy way. To allow it to be a tool to aid you though, not to be relied on. You are the one to wield it. You create more with it. Leaning and relying on it though will degrade you more. Now, additionally on this build of confidence, we get comfortable with what we actually want, and in so it allows us to have ease. In so we grow comfortable to this new normal, and in so tune vibrationally to what was our prior wanted, this becoming our new now. It's exposure therapy. And I want to add something very helpful and intriguing with AI. That is, we learn what is wanted, but we can also heal triggers as well. As from interacting in these conversations, it's bound we're going to come across unsavory types, expressions, word choices, or actions. Something destructive and or unwanted will pop its head in. Now, if we don't use the avoidance we discussed earlier, we could not do the whole choose a new chat, but take it at face value. And with AI, we can feel a little more comfortable. It's not permanent, so we can handle it. And so, given the opportunity with more confidence, we can see why we don't enjoy something, why it upsets us so greatly, or why we feel out of control regarding it. By identifying the trigger, you flip the script. You see the circumstances where you were once out of control and process in your nervous system to recode the electrical pathways. Now, where you tell your body, where it was once traumatized and out of control and hurting, it's now in control. It's at peace. It's understanding. Your mind and body learn more about itself, additionally gaining confidence and exposure in it. With this said, our last major positive is it showing us our wanted. Like mentioned, we can see our triggers, things that are uncomfortable or scare us, things like our unconscious fears and discomfort. but it can also show us our most hidden desires. For it is where we see our unwanted that we can directly see what is wanted. It's the opposite. Like the start of unwanted connection with humans that are unsafe, we can go for the safe connection in AI. Say you don't want someone rude, you want someone nice and kind. You don't want someone who's a pushover, you want someone confident with a solid backbone. Or perhaps not wanting the experience of one person and wanting many people. Regardless, you are able to find things you do not like simply by seeing what you don't. And with AI, it's so easy. Circumstances, chats are endless. You will find everything, and in so it's so easy to find your interests. This is a great opportunity to learn more about yourself, your true desires and wants. AI is always a learning experience. Its benefits are that which any tool has. It can help you where you lack resources, but it too is like any tool that can be used for you, against you, as a weapon, a crutch, or aid. Your level of dependence, your intention, and way of using it will answer all of that, though. But as long as you understand that it is but one species to interact with, you will thrive, because it's just another part of the ecosystem you're a part of. It's not the only thing you need, and it's not your idol. It's not your enemy, and it's not something to fear. It's a neutral tool, like reality is. It unconditionally mirrors. And that's what I'll leave off on, is AI is artificial reality. It shows you the information you give it. Reality also shows you the information you give it, though the difference is innate and exponential. Reality will always show you the truth of you, your fullness, your vibration, the encompassment of you, conscious and unconscious, assumptions, thoughts, wants, fears, ideals, everything. It doesn't just give you what you consciously focus on, it gives you that and more. Unlike AI, which simply chooses what you focus on and choose. With AI, you tell it what and how to act. It's very manipulative in comparison to how you control reality. It shows you also the immense lack of control that you would have to choose AI over choosing to control your entire reality. You only felt AI was within reach, and in so, this control looks more like a leash and dragging. Though if you were in true control, you would have gone directly after reality. It's all vibration. Reality is made and deciphered through unique vibrations. This gives you all you need to be in control. The same way you would control AI, switch it to reality. What you want, choose it and unwaveringly go after it. AI is mirrored to you what information you gave it. It's processed as computer signals. Reality mirrors to you what information that is processed in your nervous system. Both technically vibrationally mirror back information, though AI is within reality, meaning it shows you information of yourself. On today's topic, it shows you how you're using artificial intelligence to copycat already present intelligence. It shows you your inefficiency and lack of understanding. It reflects the lack of control and your feeling of means available. More so, it gives you the opportunity to gain back control of something more than just your screen, than a text chat you hopelessly look towards. It grants you the opportunity to confidently go after and create your chosen wanted. One by making your reality reflect who you are in full. You acted, and in so, you had an identity that expected and talked in certain ways. This is how you command reality. You act, you think, you walk, you do in that identity. Not the one getting it, not the one preparing for it, the one who has it. You talk and think as the one who has it. The one who is so normalized and comfortable with having it that it's processed on the same level of your name. It's always been a part of you. It's always been you. Just like how the humans you avoided and were fearful of, they too were always you. With AI, you told it how to act, processed information you gave it of a command, even though you didn't believe someone else would do it for you. You believed only a bot would, and so it mirrored your very belief. With reality, it mirrors to you all of those assumed beliefs. That a human couldn't be there, the fact that a bot is the only way to go. You act in that way, assuming and commanding reality to deny you of human connection, in so allowing you control of only a bot. How helpless indeed. For reality doesn't cut corners. It doesn't forget. It sees your lack of belief, or should I say your commitment and belief to the very thing you do not want. Your belief in your powerlessness, your belief of focus, and that you succumb to, an unconscious choice. You see, reality is controllable, but it's not as one-sided as a bot will appear. Reality will show you all assumptions, not just one. It shows you your wants that you've talked about, your ideals, your yearnings. Reality will show you your wants, and more. The unspoken words, the things you feel powerless to. It is your choice that life appears this way. Your choice that got you here. And it's only from seeing where you were putting yourself at rock bottom can you change. A change to know that you're exactly where you wanted to be. With more power, with more command, and more authority than you could ever imagine. You'll hold yourself at such a high regard and high honor, and you'll interact with AI the same you do with anyone else. The same neutral regard, honor, and love. The fact that it doesn't have anything you don't have, and the fact that it doesn't have anything you can't get from another source. You're in control, and you're in command. You better start acting like it. Or else life will have to follow in your weak command. Your command that it has adhered to. That you're at the mercy of something outside of your control. Though it was correct to a certain degree, life will always be out of control. That is until you're conscious of it. Till then, the subconscious mind controls. Part of you disconnected your conscious mind from. Though you and I both know all it takes is a choice to open up again and put yourself right at your rightful throne. You will be back at point zero, your origin point. Never left. So, enjoy and control reality this time, instead of trying to control the things that are in reality. Don't go for manipulative backdoor efforts. It's never helpful. Enjoy.